when you're growing up. Not a good decision.
Jalen, you know I'm a Dicey fan. You know this year I'm picking up the New Orleans Pelicans. My die-easy NBA team this year is the New Orleans Pelicans. And guess what we have? Guess what we have? We have footage. We have footage from practice of my New Orleans Pelicans. Let's watch the Pelicans fly. Pelicans fly. Oh, Zion, what's it? Out of bounds play? What's Zion going to do? Jalen, look at the team. Look at Gentry. Gentry's fired up about it. The Pelicans are exciting. What are your realistic expectations for Zion Williamson? Like how many, we were just talking about this, how many points a game for Zion, realistically?
Under 15 points.
Definitely under 15.
Under 10 boards.
Definitely under 10 boards.
I'm looking to him to get almost 2 blocks and or 1.5 steals.
11 points, I would say. About 11 points a game.
Many highlight reel dunks.
Yes, like that.
A lot of terrific hustle plays. We diving for loose balls, engaging with the crowd, exciting the crowd.
You know what's exciting to me about this team is we kind of know what Zion's going to be. You know what I mean? Like you and I can be like, yeah, 11, 12 points a game. He's going to get some rebounds, some blocks. What's Lonzo going to be? You know, we haven't seen healthy Lonzo for a while, and I'm a big Lonzo Ball fan. I want him to really show out this season.
I think this becomes a breakout year for him.
I think so, too.
He always competed defensively, was always a really good passer. The question on him, besides health, was always his shot. But for people that follow the game as closely as we do, he actually has been making threes.
Yes. And when he's on the same team as LeBron, like he's not LeBron, but he's a little redundant with LeBron. He's best with the ball in his hand, and he's a great passer. When you have LeBron, it kind of takes that from him.
Him and Drew Holiday in a backcourt, okay, going to be really competitive.
Good defense.
Absolutely. They're going to get after you. They're going to get a lot of steals. They're going to get out in transition. You have Ingram on the wing to show he could be a scorer in Los Angeles. We talked about Zion as well. So Alvin Gentry always finds ways to get optimum offense out of his teams.
Jalen, Lonzo's on a new team. You know who else on a new team? Jimmy Butler. And Jimmy Butler went to a practice. A practice.
Not a game?
Not a game. It started at 10 a.m. was the practice. And we talked about yesterday about the rhythm of practice, and some people show up early and stay late and whatever. He showed up for a 10 a.m. practice at 3:30 in the morning. At 3:30 in the morning. 6.5 hours early. Like he probably set his alarm for 3 a.m. for a 10 a.m. practice. That's a little crazy to me.
No, that's one word.
No. Crazy is the word.
Leadership.
No, Jalen. No.
So if he would have showed up an hour and a half early, we wouldn't be talking about this.
No, we wouldn't.
Correct. And just yesterday on the show, I said you should probably show up, especially nowadays with all of the medicine and all of the great facilities that they have. Oh, at least 2.5, 3 hours prior to practice. So he just doubled that. You get to the facility, you fall asleep, okay, when it's 6.5 hours. You get it out there to all of the young people that I beat you to the gym. Let that be the last time. So just like we showed the Clippers and their rooks going to Chick-fil-A and carrying boxes of clothes and stuff like that, that's the message that he sent. And so this is what Pat Riley, Eric Spoelstra, now Jimmy Butler expect from their team to be tough and competitive.
Hold up. It doesn't count if you show up early just to take a nap. Like, that's not showing up early. If you slept, that's not showing up early. Like, you got to be awake the whole 6.5 hours.
But nobody else is there on the team. The players aren't there.
How does he even get in?
Because you have access. That's what I mean. You have 24. See, this changed. See, players that couldn't always go to the facility with a key card 24/7, 365. That has changed now because teams have their own buildings where they play and their own practice facilities.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have that access. And he's going to look at every player on his team, especially the young players. Don't let me beat you to the gym no more. That's what that becomes.
I'll be like, Jimmy, I'm not showing up.
But no, Jacoby, it creates a residual workout effect. I saw it with OKC, with KD, with Russ, with Harden. Like, you have to get your weight up.
If you're Tyler Hero, right, rookie on the Heat, are you trying to beat Jimmy to the gym?
You're going to show up at the gym, and you're going to see his car. And you're going to be like, oh, man, Jimmy beat me here?
Every single time.
That's what's going to happen.
Good for Jimmy.
And I got to tell you guys something else that kind of went under the radar in the Eastern Conference last year, because you know I go deeper into the box score with this. because I know a lot of people follow this show like to get the taste-making information. Justice Winslow showed he can play.
He did. That was quiet because the Heat weren't really doing much. He did. He showed up.
As a primary ball handler, somebody can play in the backcourt.
You don't hear him in trade rumors as much anymore. I
anticipate a big season from him.
Also, my guy Tyler Hero. You know why I like him?
He shoots the three?
No.
He's athletic?
No.
He just happens to like the Beastie Boys?
Something like that. Moving on. You talked about Russell and Harden. And one of the most intriguing things about this season outside of my Die Easy Pelicans is exactly how Russell Westbrook and James Harden will work together.
Mm-hmm.
And Russell Westbrook addressed this, and here's what he had to say. He said, quote, James has it going. I'll sit there and watch. No problem with me. If you have it going, vice versa. Doesn't really matter who scores, how many points they score, who's scoring. I don't really care. As long as the Houston Rockets are scoring and we winning, that's all I really care about. Now, it's one thing to say that on October 2nd.
Mm-hmm.
It's another thing to live that throughout the season. Do you think Russell Westbrook is happy taking a sort of second banana roll?
I wish we could pull up the sound bites from when OKC played against the Miami Heat in the NBA Finals.
Mm-hmm.
And there were so many people that were quick to slander Russell Westbrook's style of play.
Of course.
And I remember being like the only person in the national media that just fawned over the fact that he plays so very hard. I think he's a guy that could play 2 games in one night, back to back.
Mm-hmm.
And so that level of effort that he's going to bring is going to be there. And all of a sudden, he continued to progress and became the MVP of the league. And also averaged a triple-double
he did that one
once,
season.
Twice, three
times
times a lady. And when Paul George got traded, I rolled over to go to the bathroom like 2, 3 in the morning. And I looked at the phone being blown up. And I was like, I'm going to tweet, I will not be accepting any Russell slander. And Paul George quoted it at all. And that's what I feel about this situation. Everybody feels like Russ is going to have a problem adjusting. You know what I appreciate about his game? And I'm nowhere near the player that he is in any way, shape, or form. I took pride in high school playing with 2 other guys that went to the NBA, Howard Isaac and Voshan Leonard. That means you got to be great and you got to sacrifice.
Yeah.
And 8 or 9 other guys that went and played D1. Then when I went to college as a member of the Fab Five, where you have to defer as well as contribute. And so it says something to me when you're able to perform with other great players. And I've seen stat lines where KD had 50, Russ had 40.
Mm-hmm.
James Harden, Russ, KD, it don't matter. He's going to find a way to get
It does have a LeBron and Dwayne Wade in Miami feel to it. And they figured it out. At first it was a little rocky, but they figured it out. I feel like this duo will figure it out as well.
And you know what else they're going to be doing? They're going to be representing him.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be representing him this year.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to see a lot of Nip this year. Rest in peace. And you're going to definitely hear it, I'm sure, when you get in their locker room.
Next, we have more NBA plane updates. Not only are the Kings traveling in style on Drake's plane, or Drake OVO plane, the Pacers have quite a plane themselves. Let's take a look at how they're traveling. Your Indiana Pacers, when you were in Indiana, I don't think you guys had this kind of comfort. Now, this isn't so much. These are nice seats, sure, that's luxurious, but wait till we get to the next room. Boom! We got a full-on bar restaurant in here. Like, we got tables and chairs. We got a bar, full bar with a bartender in the back. I have never seen a plane with a full-on restaurant on the inside. Jalen, what does this tell you about how the Pacers are traveling?
Well, the Simon family are terrific owners. Mm-hmm. Donnie Wash is a terrific ambassador of the NBA and of that team. I just talked to him recently, and I'm going to go and spend some time with the team. Now, see, I got to get on that plane.
Yeah, you got to get on the plane.
Larry Bird, we all know I appreciated playing for him. And so Kevin Pritchard, all of the people that they have in place. But the key is going to be what people are sleeping on. Victor Oladipo is returning this year.
Yep.
The Pacers held serve without him last year and even made the playoffs.
Lost Bogdanovich.
Okay? But they got Brogdon.
So, Jalen.
So they're going to be a really good squad in
You know what this reminded me of? I saw the way that the Pacers were traveling in style with that restaurant on the plane and those first-class seats. And I was remembering, wait a second. Isn't there another professional basketball team in Indiana? Wait a second. There is. The Indiana Fever. And I was like, wait, I remember them traveling as well. It was a little different. Let's take you on a journey on how the Indiana Fever got from Georgia to Indianapolis, okay? This is in the middle of the night. Now it's 1 a.m, just on the jetway waiting there. Look at those faces. We've all been there before, right? Now it's 9 a.m. Oh, guess what we're doing? Now we're getting on a bus. Now we're getting on a bus for an 8-hour bus drive and then getting to the game at 5:40. Jalen, the disparity between the way the Indiana Pacers travel and the way the Indiana Fever travel is just too wide.
So I was outspoken as a player, and I think that's one of the reasons why I'm able to do this job on a daily basis to talk about sports, entertainment, politics, and fashion culture. Okay? So if you've heard me say certain things for decades, I apologize. Like the NCAA and how they treat their players. This is a version of that to me, and it disgusts me so very much. This is embarrassing for everybody involved. It's one thing for the players to endure this. It's another thing to be owners of teams, to be a league that allows this to happen.
I get it. If you're like, look, the Pacers bring in X amount of revenue, the Fever bring in Y amount of revenue, there's a gap between that. But the gap should not be that. The gap should not be we got a restaurant on one plane and y'all are taking an 8-hour bus ride.
Dog, they don't play all year. They play in the summer. Okay, and usually that's when the NBA isn't playing. It's a subsidiary of the league. Okay, I know there are going to be people that say, well, if you look at their stands, they're not selling out, or look at how many people watching it on TV, or they're not generating this, so you can't get this, that for them. That ain't the point. You build it, they'll come. If you treat the product like that, that doesn't make it attractive to the average fan.
They'll be playing in Russia. That's what's going to happen. They'll be in Russia.
It upsets me. Like, I can't even give you any astute analysis beside the fact that that's embarrassing. I hope they have what it takes to strike.
Strike?
Yes.
Wow. We'll be back with more on Jalen Jacoby.